so here we are. Also, I apologize that the video quality is bad. I got a new phone, right? And like this little thing, it doesn't fit, okay? It doesn't with the phone case, so it is what it is. For now, we're just gonna work with recording on my computer, and you know what? It's good enough for now for me, so that's fine. Anyway, as I said, it has been a while, but today I kind of thought that we could talk about the McDonald's character lore, kind of, or just talk about the characters in general. I don't know. It's kind of a dumb idea, but I also think it's kind of fun. Like, I have been kind of wanting to talk about it because some of my coworkers and I talked about it at work, and I was like, oh, there's a lot more to this than I once thought, so let's talk about it. Okay, this isn't in like any particular order. I used a lot from Wikipedia. I know, okay, don't talk to me about it. And also from like this school's blog. I used a little bit from that, but mostly Wikipedia. Okay, so we're just kind of gonna talk about like an overview of it, and then I'll talk a little bit about the history, and then we'll get into the actual characters, okay? Okay. McDonaldland is a McDonald's media franchise in the fictional fantasy world inhabited by Ronald McDonald and his friends. Starting with the creation of Ronald McDonald in 1963, it is primarily developed and published by McDonald's. Initial attempts to expand the McDonaldland universe by marketing agency Needham, Harper and Steers were seemingly retconned due to legal issues, but ongoing aspects were expanded in McDonald's projects in collaboration with Data East, Virgin Interactive, Treasure, Sega, and Klasky Skupo. The series centers on an adventuring magical clown named Ronald McDonald, who has red hair, white and red face paint, and wears a yellow jumpsuit over a red and white striped long-sleeve shirt with yellow gloves. His most regularly occurring friends are Grimace, the Hamburglar, Birdie the Early Bird, the Fry Kids, the McNugget Buddies, and the Happy Meal Gang. The fictional world has a variety of inspirations from general high fantasy and low fantasy, to corporate culture and corporate personality, to more specific influences, including the artwork of Koichi Kimura, from McDonald's Treasure Land Adventure. In addition to being used in advertising, the characters were used as the basis for themed equipment in the play places attached to some McDonald's outlets, small recreational activity rooms intended for young children. While the McDonaldland portion has received somewhat less attention since 2003, several of the characters, including Ronald McDonald, Grimace, Birdie the Early Bird, and the Hamburglar, are still seen in commercials, Happy Meal toys, and materials supporting the Ronald McDonald House charities. The characters received entire dedicated McDonaldland-themed lineups of Funko Pop figures in 2019 and onward, including Ronald, Grimace, the Hamburglar, the Fry Kids, and the McNugget Buddies. Oscar Goldstein created the initial aspects of the character. The initial idea to expand the McDonaldland universe was outsourced to Needham, Harper, and Steers in 1970 to 71 at the request of McDonald's for its restaurants. The first commercial aired in January 1971. The early commercials were built on an upbeat, bubblegum-style tune and feature a narrator. Many have plots that involve various villains, like the Hamburglar, Evil Grimace, and Captain Crook, trying to steal a corresponding food item, but are constantly foiled by Ronald. In 1973, Sid and Marty Krofft sued McDonald's, claiming that the entire McDonaldland premise plagiarized their television show, H.R. Pufnstuf. In Sid and Marty Krofft Television Productions Inc. vs. McDonald's Corp., the Kroffts also claimed that the character Mayor McCheese was an infringement on their copyrighted character, H.R. Pufnstuf. A mayor himself. Let's put this somewhere. Pufnstuf's voice actor, Lenny Weinrib, was even involved with the McDonaldland ads as the voice of Grimace. At trial, a jury found in favor of the Krofts, and McDonald's was ordered to pay $50,000. The case was appealed by both parties to the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit. The appeals court, in a 1977 decision, reassessed damages in favor of the Krofts to more than $1 million. They should have just paid the 50, right? As a result, McDonald's was ordered to stop producing some of the characters, or they must be modified to become legally distinct, and to stop airing commercials featuring those characters until then. In 1976, Remco created a line of 6-inch, 15-centimeter action figures to celebrate the characters. In the 1980s and 1990s, the McDonaldland commercials remained a popular marketing device. The characters that remained following the lawsuit were Ronald McDonald, Grimace, Hamburglar, and the French Fry Goblins, renamed the Fry Guys and later the Fry Kids, with the addition of the Fry Girls. While Mayor McCheese, Officer Big Mac, Captain Crook, and the Professor were used until 1985. However, they did return for a Sears advertisement in 1987. Birdie the Early Bird would join the lineup soon after, representing the restaurant's new breakfast line in the early 1980s. Some of the characters' physical appearances were revised in later commercials, notably Hamburglar, Grimace, and Birdie. From then on, the characters lived in reality and interacted with real-life people, but commercials still took place in McDonaldland. Soon after, the Happy Meal Gang and the McNugget Buddies were prominent features. Oh, that is weird. Soon after, the Happy Meal Gang and the McNugget Buddies were prominent features in the commercials, representing the restaurant's Happy Meals and Chicken McNuggets respectively, being the menu items that mainly appealed to kids, along with Ronald. Merchandise featuring the McDonaldland characters included a kid-friendly magazine titled McDonaldland Fun Times, which published 6 issues a year. A direct-to-video animated film titled The Adventures of Ronald McDonald, McDonaldland Treasure Island, was released in 1989, featuring much of the McDonaldland characters from the 1980s. Video games featuring the characters were also released, such as MC Kids and McDonald's Treasure Land Adventure. Did any of you have those games? I have never ever seen a McDonald's video game, but I'm gonna have to look it up after this, to be honest. From 1998 until 2003, Rugrats creators Klasky Kusupo and McDonald's released an animated direct-to-video series exclusively on VHS titled The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. This series depicted Ronald, Grimace, Birdie, the Hamburglar, and a few new characters like McDonald's pessimistic dog, Sunday. These videos would begin in live action in what resembled a futuristic McDonald land. Whenever the characters would enter down a tube or other means of travel, they would become animated. In all 6 episodes, Ronald goes on adventures with his friends, and they learn new things along the way. In the early 2000s, McDonald's experimented with the possibility of animating the characters to improve ratings. Various spots featuring the Hamburglar and other characters alongside celebrities were planned but were canceled. A conflict emerged between agencies regarding whether to continue using the characters or to follow through the desire of ad agency Leo Burnett by elevating the I'm Lovin' It campaign. The McDonald Land premise was largely dropped out of campaigns and Happy Meal toys. Despite this, the characters continued to appear in advertising at McDonald's play places, decorative seats for children's birthday parties, and bibs, though only Ronald McDonald, Bertie, Grimace, the Hamburglar, and the Fry Kids appear in them. They also appeared on some soft drink cups until 2008, and still appear as cookies in pouches titled McDonald Land Cookies. McDonald's CEO Jim Skinner defended Ronald McDonald and said that he is here to stay. Today, the characters still appear on the windows of some McDonald's restaurants. Modern commercials nowadays depict Ronald McDonald alone in real-world situations with children, whether he visits a local McDonald's restaurants or to visit sick children at a Ronald McDonald house. The other characters still appear. The Happy Meal box character from the original 1979 Happy Meal gang was redesigned to be a main character for Happy Meals during the 2010s. During the mid-2010s, McDonald's made a parody hipster version of the Hamburglar portrayed by Max Greenfield. Grimace had a non-speaking appearance in an advertisement for Monsters vs. Aliens Happy Meal toys, and also made a cameo in 2022 McDonald's Super Bowl. LVI, what is that? 56 or something? I don't freaking know. 46, I don't know. Commercial with Kanye West, where Grimace is animated and voiced by Ryan Reynolds. What? I do not remember that. Funko designed several ongoing pop vinyl figures starting in 2019, representing numerous McDonald Land characters, including a line dedicated to the McNugget Buddies, as well as some characters thought to be retconned like Mayor McCheese and Officer Big Mac. On August 5th, 2025, the McDonald Land franchise and most of its characters, including Ronald McDonald, would be brought back by McDonald's in a new commercial to promote a new meal after nearly 2 decades since its last appearance, officially launching 1 week later on August 12th. McDonald's created a new website to promote the franchise as well. So that's a lot of history, kind of overwhelming. A lot of that doesn't really matter, but it's interesting. Is Jim Skinner still the CEO? The CEO that thought that didn't want to eat the burger? I don't know. Let's talk about the setting of McDonald Land. McDonald Land takes place predominantly in its own high fantasy world. However, parts of the McDonald Land world have low fantasy interactions with the real world. In earlier commercials, McDonald Land had sentient trees that grew apple pies, a hamburger patch, a french fry patch, a shake volcano, Filet-O-Fish lake, and the one-shot Sunday mountain. No Cabbage Patch, that's interesting. Stupid. In The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald, the denizens of McDonald Land were shown to be able to travel between worlds using Play Place slides. Ronald is an adventurer with magical powers that acts as an ambassador for good and freedom, such as traveling to the rainforest to bring attention to endangered species and deforestation, or delivering a safety PSA on the importance of seatbelts. Seatbelts are important, wearing your seatbelts. Redemption arcs are incorporated within McDonald Land media, Grimace, a purple monster, was originally an antagonist that stole beverages and shakes from customers, but has since become a good guy. The Hamburglar, also originally a villain, was a thief that targeted hamburgers and sandwiches, but he is now more of a lovable rogue character. Let's talk about some locations. The most often occurring regions, as seen in numerous McDonald's land commercials and video games, are a forest, town, sea, and outer space. Their exact geographic layout is unknown, but within these regions are several locales, including Grimace Island, a western-themed area, several portals to real-world McDonald's restaurants, the Moon, and Ronald's home. Now, let's get into the characters, shall we? We'll start, of course, with Ronald McDonald. These are in no particular order either. Hopefully that doesn't get too confusing. Ronald McDonald is the primary cultural icon and official mascot of McDonald's. He is a clown with red hair and a big red smile who wears a yellow jumpsuit and red shoes. While being the primary mascot of McDonald's, Ronald doesn't seem to have many key personality traits. He was known to have many friends in McDonald Land and appeared in several films and TV shows throughout his career, including The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald, Ronald McDonald and the Adventure Machine, The Ronald McDonald Show, McKid's Adventures, Get Up and Go with Ronald, etc. His character was finally retired in 2016 after the killer clown epidemic. However, obviously, on August 5th, 2025, we've seen him. McDonald's published a press release announcing that the character, along with other characters from the McDonald's Land series, would be returning, as we said previously. Then we have here the Hamburglar, a pint-sized burglar who was introduced in 1971 as one of the first antagonists of the commercials, where he often attempts to steal hamburgers and cheeseburgers from Ronald. He looks a little scary. Just as a warning, I'm going to show some pictures. Some of these characters look creepy, okay? He was often referred to in his first commercial appearances as the crafty old Hamburglar, and at least one ad promoting McDonald's breakfast menu as the Lone Jogger, wearing a white t-shirt displaying that name on the front. Originally, the Hamburglar spoke in a gibberish language of Robble Robble, which had to be translated by Captain Crook. He was reintroduced in 1985 as one of the main protagonists, with a radically friendlier appearance, where he spoke in normal sentences, but still peppered with Robble, but retained his penchant for trying to steal burgers. In 2015, McDonald's brought back the Hamburglar as part of the promotion of a new sirloin burger. Then we have Grimace. I'm sure you all know who that is. A large purple monster who was introduced in November 1971 as the Evil Grimace. In Grimace's first appearances, he was one of the original main antagonists and was depicted with two pairs of arms, which were used to steal milkshakes and cokes. Evil was soon dropped from Grimace's name, and he was reintroduced in 1972 as a protagonist, where he only has one set of arms. He was then a rather clumsy but still amiable monster from then on. His exact nature has been disputed. In a 2010 interview, a McDonald's spokesperson said that Grimace was a taste bud. A 2014 tweet from the McDonald's Twitter account stated, "Grimace lore says he is the embodiment of a milkshake, or a taste bud." In 2021, Brian Bates, a franchisee in Canada, stated in an interview widely reported on in the press that Grimace is an anthropomorphic taste bud. I think he's a taste bud, guys. What do you think? Writing in The Takeout, Lillian Stone disputed this, pointing out other material that established that Grimace was part of a species of grimaces, including his uncle O'Grimacy, who promoted the Shamrock Shake. To celebrate the 51-year anniversary of the character's inception in 2023, McDonald's ran a promotion to celebrate Grimace's birthday with the release of the Grimace Shake, which became an internet meme on social media platforms. On June 12, 2024, Grimace threw the ceremonial first pitch at a New York Mets game, After his appearance, the Mets went on to win a 7-game winning streak, and Grimace was embraced by the team's fans. In September 2024, the Mets unveiled a purple seat at Citi Field, their home ballpark, to honor Grimace's connection with the team and its fans. Grimace rode a 7 subway train branded with imagery featuring the character to Citi Field just before Game 3 of the 2024 National League Division Series between the Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies. Grimace lore goes deep. He's had some great adventures. I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him. The Fry Kids. Introduced in 1972 as goblins, the Fry Kids are small, shaggy, ball-like creatures with legs and no arms who try to steal other characters' french fries. They include both male Fry Guys and female Fry Girls. In 1998, Fry Kid number 1 is yellow, Fry Kid number 2 is red, and Fry Kid number 3 is blue. I believe there are more colors since then, but on the McDonald's Land website, they were called the Fry Friends. Birdie the Early Bird, a yellow bird wearing a pink jumpsuit, flight cap, and scarf, who was introduced in 1980 as the first female character. Made to promote the company's new breakfast items, she is depicted as a poor flyer and a somewhat clumsy creature in general. They said clumsy person, but she's a bird. Then we have Uncle O'Grimacy. Oh my gosh, that name is crazy. Uncle O'Grimacy was introduced in 1977 for an advertising narrative of McDonald's, both in celebration of St. Patrick's Day and to mark the annual appearance of the Shamrock Shake. He is depicted as Grimace's uncle. I love the Shamrock Shake also, it's so delicious. He is the most well-known family member of Grimace. He is most popular, of course, for bringing the infamous Shamrock Shake to McDonald's every couple of months each spring. His shake showcasing duties, however, are where his fame ends. However, we can also look at Grimace's family tree more once we realize that he does have family because of Uncle O'Grimacy. His entire known family includes Grandma Beth, Grimace's mother, Louis Grimace, his father, Winky, Grimace's grandma, Jenny, Grimace's great-great-grandma, Aunt Millie and Aunt Tilly, Grimace's aunts. They were introduced in the McDonald Land resurgence as the doting aunts of Grimace. They are depicted as McDonald Land's favorite visitors as well. King Gonga, which is Grimace's brother and the ruler of the Grimaces on Grimace Island. And then, of course, Uncle O'Grimacy, which is his uncle. Grimace and Uncle O'Grimacy being related implies that Grimace is possibly at least half Irish as well, assuming that the Grimace family did originate from Ireland. However, we don't know where the Grimaces actually come from, but either they all immigrated to the US and left Uncle O'Grimacy behind, or Uncle O'Grimacy just decided that he wanted to either keep his old life or make a new life for himself by immigrating to Ireland. Despite this, we can confirm that neither of Grimace's parents are green like his uncle, so it's probably safe to assume that Uncle O'Grimacy dyes his fur, which is kind of funny to think about. The Happy Meal Gang. The Happy Meal Gang were introduced in 1979. They were joined by the McNugget Buddies in 1984, and the Happy Meal Box and the Under 3 toy in 1992. The Happy Meal Gang consists of the Happy Meal hamburger, the Happy Meal fries, and the Happy Meal drink. The Happy Meal Box character was never voiced, but became a standalone part of marketing campaign for Happy Meals during the 2010s. On the McDonald Land website, the Happy Meal Gang were referred to as the Food Buddies. Now we have a lot of random, obscure characters that I didn't even know about, like, coming up soon, okay? Just as a warning. Then we have the McNugget Buddies. The McNugget Buddies are a line of Happy Meal toy adaptations of anthropomorphic, regular-sized chicken nuggets. They first came into Happy Meals in 1988, followed by new sets in 1992, 1994, and 1996. But then they disappeared for a while until the firefighter came back in the 40th anniversary Happy Meal set in 2019. In 2023, you've seen one, tell me. That'd be great. Tell me what it's like. What do they serve? Then we have Bernice. Bernice is a strange creature that was introduced in 1992 and ate inedible things like the script in the 3-part Ronald McDonald Making Movies commercial. Then we have Vulture. The Vulture is a character that only appears in the McDonald's commercial series in the 90s, such as Making Movies. He is a cynical, sardonic, wisecracking puppet bird who is mostly perched on a cactus. He is just an unnamed vulture who spoke in a monotone voice. Then we have Sunday. Sunday is Ronald's dog who appeared in only the Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald, where he was animated with puppetry. He is also quite scary to me. The animatronic Sunday was created by Optic Nerve Studios, Inc. Troyer was assisted in performing Sunday by puppeteers Mark Garbarino, Brian Blair, Russell Shinkle, and Sean Smith. One commercial involving Ronald using the McDonald's sign as a pogo stick depicted Sunday as an actual dog. I could not find pictures of this. I found pictures of like a little white dog, but I don't know if that's just someone like posting their dog and being like, look, it looks like this dog, so. Then we have I Am Hungry, or Ian. It's spelled like Ian, like I-A-N, like Ian, but it's an M, so Ian. I think it's supposed to be I am, because I am hungry, but Ian is what we're gonna call him, okay? Ian is a short-lived McDonald Land character who was introduced in 1998 and was dropped in 2001. Self-proclaimed as the vice president of snacking, the character is a floating, fast-moving green fuzzball with orange arms and a monstrous face who has a big appetite. Then we have Mike the Microphone. Mike the Microphone is a one-time character created especially for the Kid Rhino albums Ronald Makes It Magic and Ronald McDonald Presents a Silly Sing-Along. I've never heard of any of that in my life, so okay. Then we have Mayor McCheese. Mayor McCheese is an enormous cheeseburger-headed character who first appeared in 1971 and was removed in 1985. He sported a top hat, a diplomat's sash, and a pair of pince-nez spectacles. I don't know how to say that, I'm sorry. And was portrayed as McDonald Land's bumbling and incompetent mayor. He was the subject of a lawsuit filed by Sid and Marty Krofft for similarities to H.R. Pufnstuf. Specifically, both were characters with enormous heads who served as the elected leader of a fantastical setting. I'll put photos of both of them, and you can tell me if you think Krofft was right in suing them, okay? Officer Big Mac, introduced in 1971 and dropped in 1985, he is similar to Mayor McCheese in appearance in that he has a large burger for a head. In his case, his head is a Big Mac, minus the vegetables and special sauce, rather than a cheeseburger. Officer Big Mac is the chief of police, and as such he wears a constable's uniform with a disproportionately small custodian helmet resting atop his bun head, or head bun. As the main source of law and order in McDonald Land, Officer Big Mac spends most of his time chasing Hamburglar and Captain Crook. Speaking of Captain Crook, he is a pirate captain who was introduced in 1971 as one of the main antagonists and dropped in 1985. Captain Crook steals filet-o-fish sandwiches and often interprets Hamburglar's gibberish. He was revised in 1984 with a Muppet-like appearance and later became simply known as the Captain, where he has a parrot and operates the SS Filet-O-Fish. On the McDonald Land website, Captain Crook was referred to as the Captain. Then we have the Professor, who is a scientist who is McDonald Land's inventor and researcher. He was introduced in 1971 and has invented different devices throughout McDonald Land, such as the psychedelic electronic hamburger machine, which only made pumpkins for some reason, the dinner gong, an invisible car that helped Ronald McDonald get to McDonald's to meet with the kids, a magnetic bat, and the Chicken McNugget Dip-O-Matic. appearances, he was a bespectacled man with a beard, neck-length hair, and a hat. In the 80s, he was a bespectacled man with a mustache, a long nose, and a helmet with a light bulb on it. The character was dropped in 1985. Happy is an anthropomorphic Happy Meal box introduced in 2009. He is the current mascot of McDonald's, replacing Ronald McDonald. His features include his box red body, a wide smile, human-like teeth and eyes, and flexible, slender arms and legs. He has been shown to live in Happy City, along